Welcome to the Collector Cave, and today we have a review of Hasbro Marvel Legends Retro Collection Wolverine. And I've reviewed a handful of these retro figures. This is the last one I got. I've reviewed Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, and Iron Man. And I got a lot of these because they were on sale. I'm a big fan of the classic looks, especially when it comes to Wolverine, the brown and yellow. That's what I grew up with. I still have my Secret Wars version, and that's what I equate Wolverine with, is this look right here. So to have this figure on this nice card stock, awesome artwork, it's fantastic. And as you can see, it's not punched out. It's still got the that there, and it's 4 years and older. There is some paperwork here for small parts warning for 3 years and under. While he doesn't come with any accessories, there's still a small parts warning. But yeah, overall, this looks really good. You can see the Kenner logo they have here. I don't know that Kenner made these a long time ago. Maybe if they did, I missed it. I don't remember that. But there it is. And on the back, they come with the cool cards you can cut out and collect. If I was a kid, I'd be doing that. And then he has a little write-up. It says, Wolverine's been an enemy to many and a friend to some. But with the X-Men at his side, there's no threat he can't overcome. Most of these rhyme, and they all feel like some type of like Stan Lee quote. Even though I don't know that Stan wrote that, it's something he would probably write. There's a UPC, and this figure came out in 2022 for Hasbro. So it's been sitting around for a while. I got this one off of Amazon. This version wasn't available on BBTS. But I got them on Amazon. We'll talk about the price in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this guy up. As much as I love the packaging, I like to open my figures now. I like to, do toy photography reviews like this. And so I'm going to take an X-Acto blade and very carefully cut the bubble on the side, or the bottom, the side, and the top. That way I can just kind of open the figure up and keep the packaging intact as possible. So let's do that and take a closer look. Okay, so I was able to use the X-Acto blade and cut it so I could lift it up and then pull the figure out. And I kept it pretty good intact, so I could still keep this if I want, and put the figure back in and display it if I wanted to. So pretty cool. And then there is Wolverine himself, Mr. Logan, and a really cool looking figure. He's definitely under 3 3/4. I don't have a tape measure, but he's shorter, which he should be. Let's zoom in a little bit and take a look in closer detail. You can see he's got a little bit of a angry face going on right there. You can see his teeth, like he's growling maybe. The paint apps aren't perfect on these figures, as you can see. But overall, I think it's pretty clean for a little small retro figure. The belt looks good. The buckle looks pretty good. There's the claws. The claws look a little short, but sometimes they also look a little long. So I'll take them for how they are. I think they fit this figure pretty good as far as his size. And then there's the boots. And then all these retro figures have a hole in the bottom. So if you want to buy a base, they don't come with bases. If you want to buy one of those little round bases that a lot of the Star Wars figures use nowadays for people to display in shelves, you can do that. But yeah, I think he looks pretty awesome. Very muscular. There's no hair on him. It'd be cool if they would have done some hair, but that might be a step up for what this figure is, But let's go over articulation real quick. These are typically 5 points, but this one's actually 7. So the head swivels, rotates, the arms move as normal, and then the legs also move. They don't go full 90 because of his thighs, but as you can see, he could probably still sit if he had to. And then where you get the 7 points is in the wrist. The wrist gauntlet, the glove actually moves at the end of the glove. It rotates. So you can move and get, you can kind of get something like that. While the elbows don't bend, you can still get the gloves kind of going like that. So that's pretty cool that they give the extra rotation there. It just would have been nice if they would have given, accessories for these Marvel figures, because none of them come with accessories. Apart from Wolverine and his, blades, which they have out, no one came with anything else really. So that's kind of a bummer. But let's go ahead now and put this guy next to my original Secret Wars figure from Mattel from the 80s. All right, and here's the retro figure next to my Mattel Secret Wars Wolverine I got from Montgomery Ward back in probably 1984. Great memories of these figures. And, you know, I didn't really realize until a little while ago that this really isn't that brown. It's more like a maroon that they did. I don't know if it's faded over time, but I feel like that's the color it always was. And I remember when I was with my dad getting him, I got him and King at the same time. I chose the ones that had the black claws. There was a silver claws there as well. I don't know why I thought the black were more cool, but I got the black. And I believe one of them is a chase kind of variant. I think the black ones were a chase variant, but I might be mistaken. I can't remember. But, you know, overall, I think they did a good job. The Secret Wars figures were like 4.5 inches. They were a bit bigger than Star Wars figures, like this guy's 3.75. The back's a little different. Interesting. I think that's accurate. At least in Secret Wars, I believe. And of course the belt's worn off on this guy. I don't remember what it looked like. If there was a belt, I don't think it was red. It's been so long, but yeah, I mean, it's cool to be able to display, you know, from my childhood and then kind of a retro look of what he looks like in a more modern figure. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and look at all the other ones I have collected so far of the retro collection. Okay, and here's all the retro figures that I have collected and reviewed. I don't have any more, and I probably won't be getting any more, but I got a lot of these because they were on sale and they weren't very expensive. Plus, I love, you know, these classic looks. And, I had these guys for Secret Wars. I still have them, and I'm glad to have this version of them now as well. Plus the Fantastic Four, which I'm a huge FF nut. So I'm glad to have these guys. Now, was this Wolverine worth it? Well, I don't know what he originally went for, but I got him off of Amazon, and he was $7. It's like $7.03, something weird. He was on sale. And then I had to pay shipping because it was from a seller. The shipping was like $4.50. So he came to like just under $12. And most of these are around $13.99. Doom was $16.99. But for, $12 is this little, less than 3 3/4 inch figure worth it? Well, for me, absolutely. I'm okay paying that price for a figure and a look that brings me back to my childhood. Because for a lot of us collecting that are older, like myself, it's about nostalgia. And, looking at my Secret Wars Wolverine and this guy, it's a cool feeling. So for me, $12, absolutely worth it. I don't know, originally he was probably $13.99, I think. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Have you guys collected any of these Hasbro Marvel Legends retro collection figures? What do you think of them? There's not a lot more to talk about. They're pretty quick reviews, but for what they are, I think it's pretty neat to have as a part of my collection. Typically, I'm only collecting 1/6 scale and 1/12 scale anymore. So to have a few of these is a nice little change up. It feels kind of cool. And I'll probably display them, especially the Fantastic Four figures. I'll definitely display, these guys on my shelf somewhere next to maybe my Mezco FF figures that I have. I want to expand my FF collection. I think with the movie coming out, it's going to happen. And we'll see what happens with Wolverine and Doomsday. I have a feeling that Marvel's not done announcing X-Men coming to the MCU. So until next time, this has been Hasbro Marvel Legends Retro Collection Wolverine. Thanks for watching.